What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ty behind the camera, and sitting in front of us is the updated 2025 Volkswagen Golf R. And I am very excited to review this car, and we're going to do just that in this video. The reason why is because I used to own a Golf R, so this car is kind of a little bit near and dear to my heart, if you will say. But for 2025, the Golf R has received a nice facelift, and this one in particular is a very, very neatly optioned one, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But throughout this video, we're going to take a look at all of the exterior features. We'll then pop the hood because the engine did get a nice little update and power bump. We'll also check out the cargo area, the rear seats, and finally all the technology in the front seats. And I will point out all the little subtle updates that Volkswagen has done to the Golf R for 2025. Now, one of the updates is that it unfortunately got rid of the manual transmission, but in place we do have one of the best automatic transmissions ever to be produced, the 7-speed DSG transmission. Now, in case you're wondering how this drives, I would love to take this one for a test drive, and we're going to do just that, but in a completely separate video, so make sure you check out that video on my channel, Ty Drives. But let's get straight into it here on the front end, where we have some updated headlights. Take a look at these. They're kind of a more slim unit, but all still LEDs for the high and low beams, the turn signals, and the daytime running lights. And we even have that LED light bar that goes through the Volkswagen emblem, so that's cool. They continue to have that. We even have the little R emblem. That's cool that carried over as well. And we do have parking sensors up front and a kind of new front end design with a bit more glossy black than before. Now, for 2025, the Golf R actually offers what they call a black edition as well. So we have this one, which is the standard, you know, with more bright work, brighter wheels, things like that. But they also offer a black edition, which is pretty cool. The hood does slope down quite generously down into the grille. And of course, we have these really sharp looking new 19-inch wheels, and they're wrapped in 235/35 rubber. So very nice looking wheels, kind of machined on the face of the wheel and gray painted pockets, and definitely a pretty aggressive tread. I would say those are probably even summer tires. Down the side, we do have a new R emblem that was never there, right below the mirror. We have glossy black mirror caps with turn signal indicators. And this particular car does not have a sunroof. And do you know why? I certainly do. We have the European styling package on this car. Very cool option. $37.95 gives you some European styling elements, which is no sunroof. We have different seats in the car, a titanium exhaust on this car from the factory. So very cool options with that option group there. We have extensions on the rocker panels, which is cool. And if we flip around, we could see that our mirrors do have the turning indicators in them, and also the blind spot warning. We also have the smart key entry on both the front door handles, and as equipped, this particular Golf R stickers for $53,299. We have a shark fin antenna and a rather large spoiler at the top of the deck lid. And we have that typical Golf R haunch right down here. Looks really good. Parking sensors wrap around the rear too, and the rear lights remain pretty much the same as before, but they are all LEDs and look pretty good, all illuminated. So we have LED tail lights, turn signals, and brake lights. Take a look at that. We have these titanium, the full titanium exhaust by Akrapovic. I believe I'm saying that correctly. Again, the parking sensors back here, and the hood, the trunk release is actually right here. So you press the emblem in, and it also doubles as the reversing camera. Fuel door is on the passenger side, and let me extend this next part to interact with our audience here. So what do you guys think of the styling update on the Golf R? I personally think this looks awesome. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So the new Golf R does have an update in the powertrain, and that comes with more horsepower and torque. So last year's Golf R had 315 horsepower. This new one has 328. The old Golf R had 295 pound-feet of torque. This one has 310. So some pretty healthy power upgrades there, in the teens of upgrades there. But one downgrade is that you can no longer get the 6-speed manual in this car anymore, as I said before. 7-speed dual clutch is the only one available. And I guess if you have to replace a manual with just one transmission, the 7-speed dual clutch is the transmission to do it with. This is an absolutely fantastic transmission, although the 6-speed manual will be missed. And of course, all Golf Rs will be all-wheel drive with a pretty trick cross differential system and all kinds of goodies for good handling. And serviceability is actually pretty easy on these Golf Rs. You have the battery right up here, air intake, oil filler, and the oil filter. You also have the coolant and the windshield washer right up front. So if you do your own servicing, very, very easy with the Golf R. Let's take a listen to this engine through that titanium exhaust. So at the end of the day, this is a hatchback, so priorities are both performance and practicality in the Golf R. So let's take a look at how much space we have back here, and it is actually pretty good. When I had my Golf R, I found myself taking it to Costco and whatnot and not having any issues with getting, you know, somewhat larger things in the back here. If you need even extra storage, there's actually a pass-through, and you can also fold the rear seats at a 60-40 split. There's also grocery bag hangers to either side, tie downs, and little pockets also to either side too. And what you're looking at right now is the all-weather mat, which is nice. And if you lift that up, you have a nice carpeted section below here with the subwoofer for that nice Harman Kardon audio system. And we also have a 12-volt power outlet back here with a cargo protector that you can take out at any time. Now, one thing that most people probably would never notice, but I do since I had one of these cars, is they actually give you a warning triangle in this car. My car had this big gaping hole right here with nothing in it. It looked like there was something missing, but this one actually has the warning triangle in it, so pretty cool. Just a little thing that I've noticed I thought I'd share with you guys. What do you say we check out the interior next? Alright, so we'll get our first glance at the interior with the rear seats, which is where more fun starts with that Euro styling package. As you can see, we have this kind of really cool and soft suede on our door panels, where in a normal Golf R without the Euro styling package, we would get Napa leather. But since the Europeans really don't have leather in their cars very much, this is the seats that they get, and now we get. In a lot of my videos, I complain that, you know, sometimes the Europeans get the better stuff than the Americans do. Well, here's the solution to that. Now we now get the European seats in the Golf R, which is so cool to me. But very cool kind of cloth pattern in the center. We have leatherette on the outside and some more of that suede. We have the handles to fold down the rear seats, as you can see, and it does fold flat with the cargo floor. We also have the cup holders, which you could fold down, 2 cup holders there, and you have the little handle for your pass-through. And as we could see, for a smaller car, it's really not too bad back here as far as the size goes. Now, I am 5'10", and I adjusted this front seat to a normal driving position for myself, and I still have at least an inch or two of legroom back here. They also give you some phone pockets back here and some larger mat pockets on the back of both of the seats. We have a full black headliner with grab handles and coat hooks, as well as touch sensitive lighting. And down here, kind of an unexpected part of the Golf R is that you have air vents, heated seats, and your own temperature control back here, which is very cool, which will display when the car is started. And you also have 2 USB-C connections. So actually a pretty nice place to be in the back of the Golf R. What do you say we check out the main event next? All right, so here we are at the main event, the driver's cockpit. Up here, the materials do improve, whereas in the back, they are all hard to the touch. Up here, it's nice and soft on the top of your door. You also get this pretty cool kind of simulated carbon fiber trim, which actually does have a texture to it. You have the metallic door handles, you have our lock unlocks, window switches, and also your power folding mirror controls that are also heated. We have a nice padded armrest, and as you can see, that suede continues to the front. And one godsend is actually these carpeted buckets here where you could put stuff in. Now, I say that it's a godsend. It's the little things that really matter. These are carpeted, so nothing really rattles around in the back here, which is awesome. Now, as far as the speaker setup goes, we have an excellent 9-speaker Harman Kardon audio system too, which is awesome. On the left of the dash, we have all of our headlight controls, including the all-weather lighting and the front and rear defrosters. Definitely a pretty unique switch gear for those controls. We have an air vent, your tilt and telescoping steering wheel release, and our nice metal accented pedals with your hood release down here. And very nice all-weather mats with the electric blue R emblem. Now, carrying suit with the European styling package is another thing that European vehicles don't commonly get is powered seats, or at least full powered seats, that is. Now, if you get the Golf R without the European styling package, you'll get full powered seat for the driver's seat. But since this is a European styling car, you really do get the full European experience. You have partially powered seats. The only part that's powered is the backrest. So you have manual height, manual back and forth for the backrest, and also manual back and forth for the seat base itself. But what a trade-off that is, though. I would totally take that trade-off. Look how cool these seats are. They look actually super fuzzy at the top. You have a fixed headrest. Your R is stamped in the back, and just such a cool seat. What do you say we hop in and check out all the new technology? All right, welcome to the cockpit of the 2025 Golf R, where we can see we have some new elements, such as the touchscreen, which is the main new element, and a little bit of different programming for the screen there. But that's pretty much it. And here goes the key for the Golf R. It is carryover from the last model year, but we have the lock, unlock, trunk release, and the panic alarm. We have a physical key on the inside, but the whole key is gloss black, so that means whenever you touch it, it gets dirty. The push button start is right at the top of the shifter here, so you can press that. You get a nice little here at that exhaust in the back. And let's check out the steering wheel. Now, full disclaimer, I do have a couple of gripes with this interior, which seem to get a little bit better with the 2025 model year, but not, still not as good as it can be. Let's start things off with the steering wheel, which for the most part is an excellent steering wheel. We have the kind of grips off to the side, huge paddle shifters, which are plastic, which is a little bit of a miss for me. Should have put in like a metal paddle shifter, which would have been nice. But overall, the look of the steering wheel is great. You have a flat bottom. We have some blue accents at the bottom, also some stitching and perforated leather where your hands are going to grip. Now, the one thing I don't like about the steering wheel is the controls. These controls, while they actually work pretty good, they are all kind of touch capacitive buttons for your adaptive cruise control, your audio volume, your R mode for the driving mode. We also have more capacitive touch buttons for your voice commands, all the controls for the screen up there. You're changing back and forth through the stereo and the heated steering wheel. Now, while they do work pretty good and they give you a nice little feedback, again, it's all gloss black, so as soon as you start to use them, they are going to get dirty and full of fingerprints and dust and stuff like that. But that is the only downside. On the back of the steering wheel attached to the column, we have your turn signals and automatic high beams. And on the other side, we have our front and rear wipers. And this, what we're looking at right here, is the updated gauge display. They didn't change it too much from the 2025, but some of the appearances, some of the displays are a little bit different. And this truly is one of the best gauge displays, really, I think, in the market right now. It is so customizable. There's so many different views, so much different information you can display on the screen. It truly is awesome. Now this one right here would be kind of the display that I like the best. You kind of have your torque split between the front wheels and the rear wheels, your real-time torque readout and Newton meters. You also have your large tachometer, and your speedometer will turn up right in the center, and also the park right there. You also have a smaller speedometer down at the side here. You have your cruise control displays, and we also have your speed limit signs, also your fuel gauge right down here, and the lane keeping assist warning. But that's not it. You can press the view button here and get different displays. Now, one thing I want to show you before I do that is these kind of back and forth arrows and the up and down. So if you press the left arrow, that'll let you customize what you see in the left side of the display here. Very, very cool. As you can see, you can get very customizable operating temperatures, boost gauge, start, stop, and torque distribution. Now, if you stay in the center and just move the up and down arrows, you can change what you see in the center display. So you can see the gears, the speed, your acceleration kind of timers, which is really, really cool. Let's go back, and we can select one of those if you'd like. We also have a lap timer, which has GPS enabled in it, which is very, very cool. And then you can just close it down to see what you have in the center again. And also, you guessed it, off to the right side, you can adjust what you see there too. So very, very cool. Compass, navigation information, trip computers, all kinds of stuff you can display in there, which is very cool. Let's check out the G meter. We could leave that up for our test drive. And then, that's not it. You can also press this little view button down here, and that will completely adjust the look of the gauges. Now this is kind of like your sportiest kind of R-type gauge, where you have the revs up top, and as you can see, if you rev it, the green gets a little bit bigger, just so it kind of differentiates a little bit. You know exactly when to shift. We can press that view button again and kind of get like a driver's assist, or more of a traditional display with the 2 dials. We can press it again and kind of get a more simplified, and then press it again where we have that 3 gauge pod setup, which is my favorite. So very, very customizable, and definitely one of the best display gauge clusters in the market right now, according to me. Up here we have a nice heads-up display, which displays all your normal stuff like your miles per hour, navigation directions, all that good stuff, and the upper dash is nice and soft to the touch. We also have some branded Harman Kardon speakers up here on the dash, or I should say on the A-pillars. And let's take a look down here, which is the biggest, I should say, improvement slash change of the Golf R for 2025. Now, obviously, quite the bigger display. I think it's a little bit bigger than 10 inches, actually. Quite the big display. Before, we had a little bit of a smaller one. Still generally the same idea for the display, but some improvements, which made it a little bit more user-friendly. If you saw the review of my 2024 Golf R on my channel, you'd know that this was my biggest gripe about the car, was the old infotainment system. It just downright sucked, to put it lightly. But this is a slight improvement, still not the best it could be, but it definitely is better from what it was before. So let me show you around a little bit. This is your home screen. It's very nice. It shows you a combination of your navigation, also some different tips, things like that, also what's playing on the radio, and some radio controls. We have all of our climate controls down below, since there's no physical buttons for climate controls, except for the 2 buttons for your defrosters on this side. But at the bottom, we'll go over the climate controls. We still have our sliders, but I hear they are now illuminated, so they're a little bit easier to see at night, so you could slide up and down for your temperatures, and then also in the center, you could slide up and down for your radio volume. Now at the bottom here, it'll show you what you're doing for the temperatures. but we still have to go into a separate climate control screen to adjust your where you want the air to come out and your fan speed, which is a little bit of a letdown. I wish you could just add more controls somewhere in here just to kind of put those controls out there so you don't have to go into another screen and then make your adjustments. Other buttons down at the bottom of the screen are your heated seats, so that finally is a button that you can just easily access from the home screen. You don't have to go into another menu and then turn the heated seats on or off. They are just right there. You have this little square in the middle for signifying your home button. You also have the recirculating air, turning the AC on and off for your climate control at the bottom. We have a nice display for your climate, or your, I should say, your navigation, which you can enlarge, and you can kind of move the map around. In general, the kind of internals of this screen do seem a little bit better. The ones in the old Golf R were just kind of slow and not very responsive. This seems pretty good, just playing around with it so far. Over here at the top, we have some more quick settings where you can adjust or kind of get, I guess, all of your apps here. So your phone, your radio, your navigation, vehicle adjustments, App Connect, so the wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, your parking screen, assist systems, settings, driving modes, ambient lighting, sound settings, your Volkswagen Assistant, climate control, all that good stuff you could find right there. We do have a pretty cool vehicle menu right here, which we can quickly access your traction control off, which, if you remember in my old Golf R video, I gave you a little tip. If you had a 2024, 2023 Golf R, you'd have to go through a ton of menus just to turn off your traction control, but it is right here, right now. And you also have a quick access to turn off your auto start stop right there. In the old Golf R, you would have to go through a bunch of menus to turn that off. It is now right here. And you also have your heads-up display menu right there. You can quickly access your navigation, phone, and the radio right there, which looks pretty good. AM, FM, Sirius XM capable, which is very cool. And now the appearance of this screen, I have to say, is really, really attractive too. Now it is a large screen that kind of sticks out. It's kind of got this surround here. But the overall look of this screen, I really don't mind. It actually looks pretty good. We can also swipe over to this side here, and we can get a different sort of style home menu. You have your music there. Tire pressures, any sort of warnings or anything that'll pop up, your oil level, and any servicing. And then you can also customize what you see in these kind of blank tiles. Now down here you have a couple of touch capacitive buttons in the center of your climate control vents. The only real button that I could see in this, one of very few real buttons, is your hazards button right down here. But we have your driver's assist menu where you can adjust your forward collision warning, all that good stuff in there. As you can see, once you press on it, it'll let you adjust your lane change, all that good stuff. You also have a dedicated climate control menu, which is pretty cool. And then we also have your parking menu, which will allow you to automatically park this car, which is very, very neat. And then you also have your driving modes. So when you press that, I found kind of like a little glitch in the system. If you're on the parking menu, it won't pull up your driving modes, so you have to go back to home and then click on the driving modes. I don't know if that's a glitch or just how it's supposed to be, but that is how I found it to be. You have Eco, which quiets the engine right down. It actually shuts it right off because it engaged the auto start stop. We also have Comfort, Sport, Race, and Custom. Now within Custom you can adjust everything the way you like it, and within Race you have two separate modes. You have regular race, drift, because it has that special sort of cross differential system that could send power all the way to one side or the other in the rear. Or you have the Nürburgring mode, which is pretty awesome. That will kind of get everything going, and as you can see, the idle is between 1500 and 1000 RPMs, like 1250. So that's pretty awesome when you put it in Nürburgring modes. That's pretty awesome. We'll check out a couple of those modes on our test drive, so make sure you stay tuned with us there. Taking a look down here, we have a wireless charging pad with some little slats to keep your phone a little bit cooler, and 2 USB-C connections. Down here we have the engine start-stop button, the park button for the transmission, and we also have this nice little stubby gear selector which stays out of your way for drive. That will put the car, of course, into drive. Now if you bump it down once more, it'll put it into a kind of transmission sport mode. If you put it all the way up, that'll put you into reverse, which I have a nice big wide angle and clear backup camera. You can make it even wider of an angle with that button here. It definitely distorts the image, but you can see, I mean, you can see that burgundy truck over here. And you can also see that cherry picker style truck, really wide angle. And then you also have a parking sensors display, and you can also pull up your parking assist there too. To put her into park, you just press the button right there, and your parking brake is right here too. You have a nice little area here to put paper clips, I guess, pencils, pens, things like that. And a little storage area in front of your center console where you can, you have one cup holder here, and then a kind of a storage area, or you could press this button and a cup holder appears that's kind of adjustable. And you can put it right back if you don't want it. And you also have a 12-volt power outlet. Nice soft center console which you can lift up, and there's a little bit of space in there. On the passenger side, we have more of that kind of textured and simulated carbon fiber trim, and the glove box is actually nice and big in the Golf R. Passenger seat has the same adjustments as the driver, and looking at it a little bit further, you actually have kind of manual lumbar. You can see it on this side of the seat, but the manual lumbar are going to go in and out, which is pretty cool. You don't see that too often. So very customizable seats, just mostly manual adjustments in the Euro style package. On this side here we have our visors with the mirror, light, and card holder. And no sunroof controls up here since we have that slick top roof. We have our SOS emergency controls, touch sensitive lights, and also some informational buttons up here. This one has your auto dimming mirror in it, and not a huge window to look out the back, but a pretty big mirror so that you get a good view of what you have at least. It also has the compass and 3 garage door home links in the back. And the blind spots aren't too bad in this car. We just have kind of that bigger back pillar. But visibility out the side and the back is pretty good. So that's enough of the features. Let's end this video right here. Make sure you stay tuned for our test drive, which a link for that will be popping up right over here. That concludes our features video for the Golf R. Thank you very much for watching. This has been very exciting. Stay tuned with us next time.